Good evening and welcome to today's edition of Dating and Marriage Question and Answers, Question of the Week on the African Town Hall online television. My name is Francis Meriband and I'm your presenter today. Today we are going to deal with a question that is trending in the group, the Dating and Marriage Question and Answers group on Facebook. The question that is trending this week that we are dealing with is it bad to date someone living in the same compound with you? Is it bad to date someone living in the same compound with you? Uh, this is an interesting question. I believe that many of our members on Dating and Marriage Question and Answers group, many of them have responded in different ways to this question. Now, I found this question very interesting because um, a lot of answers have been given there. Many of them I consider terrible. Terrible in the sense that if you follow those answers, you're going to land in the wrong shore. Those answers are not completely appropriate. They may sound nice to the young person that put them up, but then if you want to get a response to this kind of question that can help you, I think it's important to listen to someone with some expertise, someone whose heart is drawn out for the young people. um, as you have seen, my name is Francis Imeribe, and if you look directly on the screen, you will see that there's a picture of a book placed in that place, and the title of that book is Dating 101 Principles and Practice. That book is written by me. I also have another book on two other books on relationship. There's one that is Foundation for Joyful Relationships, and then I have the one that also entitled Wrong Reasons for Getting Married. So I'm talking to you from some position of expertise of a level. Of course, I'm married myself and raising a family. So I have some personal and other experiences that are related to marriage, especially with regards to dating and marriage. Before I got married, when I was much younger, I came upon uh, a class taught by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints on it is called, in those days when we studied it before it is changed to a eternal marriage class right now. That time the title was Preparing for Eternal Marriage. And in that class, taught by the seminaries and institute program of the church, the institute program in particular, it was clearly stated some of the principles of dating and marriage and the way you can date someone so that that marriage will become very good. Now, and there's a way you would date and that marriage will become really terrible. Um, so dating is at the root of all marriage relationships. As a person, I encourage people to date properly and effectively before marriage. And in saying date properly and effectively before marriage, I didn't say date for uh, 5 years, 3 years. Sometimes I got to meet people who said they have been dating for 10 years. And I said, I mean, in 10 years' time, your first child should have started about to finish primary school. How can you date for 10 years? And my own position is that you shouldn't date any single person beyond 1 year. At the end of 1 year, and that relationship is not already with a marriage date, then that dating relationship should be stopped. If you read the book, Foundation for Joyful Relationships or Dating 101, you will learn some of the principles of dating that I taught there. One of them is that dating should not last more than after 6 months and there's no marriage plan ahead, then that dating relationship should be tactfully cut off. Let me repeat, you are dating someone and it's now 6 months into the dating and there's no hope or plan that, let's say you are a girl, you want to marry this man, you are a boy, you want to marry this woman, or that from what you're seeing, you do not see the hope for marriage between the two of you, then that dating should stop. We'll take this up on another day on how long people should date and how they should actually date. But the question we are treating today is it bad to date someone living in the same compound with you? Is it bad to date someone living in the same compound with you? Um, Many people have said this is bad. Others have, come up with very weird ideas of how that is bad or how it is good. And the point they are all making don't look right to me. So I feel very strong that this is a very great question for today, for us to deal with. And here is what I'm going to say. The first thing I will share with you on this, and I am expecting that as this is going on, we will get the many people we are seeing viewing this ask questions, make their own contributions. So, viewers, if you have your own thoughts on whether it is right, whether it is bad or good to date someone living in the same compound with you, we would like to hear from you, because these questions, one person's answer is really not enough. That's why we have the group, so that many of us can share different ideas and then come up with what is best for us. Usually, when people give advice, it is okay to listen to advice, but when you have listened to what people are advising you, we also advise that you advise yourself. If what they are using to advise you, the points they are making is sensible, perfect, take it along. If it is not, after you have taken the advice of the people, then please try to advise yourself. So, my first contribution, the first point I want to make on this today is that it is perfectly in order to date someone living in the same compound with you, so long as that person is not your blood relation. Let me repeat. It is perfectly in order to date someone living in the same compound with you, unless that person is a blood relation. If the person is not a blood relation, and we have many estates and many compounds that have numerous houses or even blocks of flats. So, and many different families live in their own flats inside this on the same in the same building. So, meaning they are inside one compound. Now, there is not, in fact, if anything, if you should date anybody, it is best you date that person who is close to you, who you can see every day, so that you can quickly make up your mind whether you want to date that person up to tomorrow, or whether you need to severe that dating relationship, whether you want to continue dating the person and then hope that marriage will take place because of what you're seeing. There is no better place to find someone to date than in the same place where you live. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, let me tell you why I believe that many young people are scared about the fact that the person you are about to date is living in the same compound with you. It is because they have the wrong things in mind. And here are the likely wrong things. Now, the wrong things in mind is thinking that a dating relationship is a relationship that allows you to have sexual relationship with someone. Man, this is wrong. No matter how it appears modern to you, no matter how it looks normal to you, it is absolutely a state of insanity and foolishness for you to begin to have sex with someone you are dating. You are not supposed to, in fact, premarital sex is a terrible thing for anyone to do. And we will in due course, and I will expect questions that can expand this discussion. But here is my thought in the first place. If the reason why you don't want to date someone near you is because uh, maybe neighbors or parents will see that you people are having sex, then their presence, the presence of neighbors and parents, is supposed to be saving you from the mess and problem you are likely going to get into if your mind on dating has to do with having sex with the opposite sex during the dating relationship. That is not the time for sex. The time for sexual relationship in a relationship is in marriage relationship. Remember, this our group is dating and then marriage, questions and answers. So we know where and when you should come in and take care of every part of the different levels of the relationship. So in dating, sexual intercourse, sexual relationship is not part of it. So if you can now date someone in the same compound with you, it helps the both of you to even stay away from the problem of premarital sex. Yes, it helps you to stay away. For example, one of you might be living with parents or living with uh, neighbors that are close to you, those who will advise you. You might be living with other people in the compound who will not allow you to lose what is, lose in the relationship. Because the moment you start having sex in that relationship, you lost. Here is how you lose. When you start having sex in a relationship that is not marriage, you are no longer thinking. And dating is a thinking man and a thinking woman's game. It is not an emotional game. If you put emotions in dating, you've lost it. You've lost it. Dating is a time to find out who, like, even go back from your own experiences with dating where you have been having sex in that dating. You discover that you no longer reason when you are in the presence of that person. You no longer think. You no longer even look, find out how that person is connected to you, how compatible the both of you are, how are you going to be able to tolerate the person's foibles and challenges, because each and every one of us have a challenge or the other. We all have one problem or the other that we need to deal with. Now, if you cannot objectively look at these problems and decide that you can stand this behavior of this young man, stand this behavior of this woman, if you cannot objectively decide that you can stand these behaviors, then if you get into that relationship, when those behaviors start manifesting in the real sense, then what follows is divorce or a problem relationship. It will be difficult for you to relate well if you are having sex with the person, because during that period you will not be thinking, and yet dating is about thinking. Here is what people say when they talk about love is blind. They say love is blind, but marriage is the eye opener. That is the wrong side of this thing. The right way is that when you are dating, you open your eyes full wide, stay awake over that person. Each time you are with the person, when you talk, make sure you are objective. And you can only be objective if you're not having sex. If you're having sex, the emotion of sex will overtake you every moment both of you meet. And once that overtakes you, you cannot think again. You cannot reason again. You can't see things you can't manage. Then you will blindly possibly get into that marriage, maybe because a pregnancy has happened, or maybe the sexual relationship is becoming so exciting, you think that's all there is in marriage, and then you get involved. And then the day the real issues of marriage come up, you will discover that you were not prepared for what you're seeing. So take note, it is perfectly the best thing to marry someone who is close. Those long distance relationships, some of them survive, but they pass through a lot of challenges that are avoidable. But if you are living close to someone, then it makes a lot of sense. I've seen a number of comments, and I want to first thank those who are viewing. A lot of people have shown up in this broadcast, and I appreciate every bit of it. And then we have 2 comments already. Please keep your comment coming. uh okay, this person, I think, when we're online like this, well, if you are commenting from the group will not give out your name. That's part of Facebook policy. When there's a live video and the group is connected, and dating and marriage question and answer group is connected, uh the Facebook, according to their rule, will not show your name. They will just simply say Facebook user. But I know that the person who asked this question knows himself or herself, and the what he said, what the comment here is interesting. I like every bit of it. It says this table is shaking, and hey, your man or your woman, whoever you are that asked this question, that put this comment, you are right. The table need to shake. If not, we will keep making mistakes that will make our relationships to become rubbish. Yes. The truth is that marriage is not a bed of roses. And even if it is, your beautiful rose has got ugly thorns. I mean, just check it out. Go to a rose flower, and you cannot grab a rose flower very carelessly. If you do, your fingers will be punctured by the thorns in that beautiful rose. That is the same way to look at marriage. That is why dating is a very critical part of marriage. That's why we form the group Dating and Marriage Question and Answers on Facebook, so that we can help our members, understand how they should be doing these things. This table really need to shake. So I totally agree with you. Because if it doesn't, a number of us will continue making the same mistakes. When they finally marry, then they end up in trouble. And here is the other problem that happens when you begin to date uh, well, in the wrong way. Maybe date with um, uh, sexual relationship. You are dating, supposed to be a dating relationship, but they are adding sexual relationship on it. So what happens is that at that point, when you are doing that, you create two serious problems. The number one, which is so critical, is the problem of trust. I want you, even as I say this, you check it out yourself. When you start a dating relationship with someone and you start having sex with the person, you will not be able to trust the person again. If this is the truth with you, if you know that this is true, please put yes in that comment box. Put yes. I want people to really, comment on this and follow this up. I'm making a statement I know is a statement of fact. That is that if you start dating someone and you start having sex with that person, you now run into the problem of trust. You will never be able to trust that man or that woman again. Because every now and then, when they are not with you, you are feeling, if you are the woman, he's not with you, feeling he's with another woman. Because if he can pressure you and have sex with you, then he's probably pressuring other people and having sex with them. The same thing with the man. The man will, once the woman is not close by you, you begin to feel, oh, she's probably making it out with another man there. And then, if this problem of trust will destroy that relationship that could have blossomed, it will simply destroy it. Now, if he succeeds in destroying it, maybe you will get a better off. But think about, you managed anyway, one reason or the other, maybe pregnancy, maybe peer pressure, maybe out of pity, you now decide to marry this girl or that man. And when you finally do, you will live in a relationship without trust. And the worst kind of relationship you can be with is a relationship without trust. In my where I come from, they say that many men die so quickly because of they are busy watching their wives. They are busy wanting to know where next their wife is. And many people will uh, will actually go and fight other men for talking to their wives. Now, you cannot live like that. In fact, if you're a member of this group, one of the things we want to help you with throughout now, between now and from now going forward, because every Sunday night we will come up like this to talk about these things, and we want you to stay tuned. One of the things you cannot do to yourself is to, after being in this group, go and marry someone you don't trust. Trust is more superior to love in relationship. If you read my book, Foundation for Joyful Relationship, you see the hierarchy of the things necessary to make a dating relationship move into a happy marriage, a marriage where you can hope to have joy. Because the book is about joyful relationships. Now, you discover that trust comes way ahead of love in the relationship. Trust comes way ahead of love in the hierarchy of all the keys, the foundational elements of a joyful relationship. Without trust, you really cannot love. I think we ran a program on this before in this series, on this television set. Without trust, anything you claim about love is not true. You cannot. It's not true. So we have a comment, and because it's saying Facebook user, the person has introduced himself, and it says this is Saxy is watching live. Please, like I mentioned before, keep shaking the tables. Okay, thank you, thank you, Sazi. I know who Sazi favor. I know who you are, and you know, get a copy of this book. Okay, Sazi, for asking a lot of questions today, I'm going to send you a free ebook a copy of any of the books that I mentioned, either Foundation for Joyful Relationship or Dating 101. So if you don't have them already, just put your email address on the chat bar, and I'll use it to send you an ebook edition of any of these two books. And what I want you to do is to read them because, hey, Sazi, we don't want you to stay without being married again. We want 2020 to be the last year that you are not married. I hope you know this is a bargain between you and I, and we will support you with all the ideas that can help make it possible. So if you for asking, participating in today's discussions, just leave your email address on the chat bar, and I'll give you a free edition, ebook edition of any of the two books that are connected to relationship. You just say the one of them you need, either Dating 101 or Foundation for Joyful Relationships. Any of them is all yours for free. And viewers, there are still many people who are viewing this program, which excites me. I want you to leave a comment, even if it is to show that you're here. Just leave a comment, introduce yourself, and if you do not yet have a copy of this book, the ebook edition, I'll give it to you for free for just asking. And you ask for which one of them that you need. Okay, so let's return to this critical question. Is it bad to date someone who is living in the same compound with you? And many people have answered this question and said it was bad. And I would like to raise some of the responses that we got on Facebook. All of them, some of them are good, some are terrible. Um, Somebody here said, Kenneth said, yeah, depend on intention and behavior. Exactly. I agree with you. If your intention is to do the right thing, then it is great. But if your intention is to do the bad thing, your intention is to be having illicit sex where other people are not watching, you know that your neighbors are going to see that, and that will, not act well on your character within the place. So that becomes bad because of your behavior. But if you are prepared to behave well with the people, with the person you are dating, then certainly that is a good thing. Very, very good thing, because it will provide security for both of you and even make it easy for you to see whether this girl or this young man is a person that is worthy of you in marriage very quickly without wasting a lot of time, as would have been the case in other situations. Okay, we have this other question from Adachi Beson. He says, what's bad is when the money is what's bad is when what bad when the is money in pocket. Okay, I don't quite understand that. I don't really get that very well. I hope I understood. And if Ada is nearby watching, she could join back and kind of give additional explanation on that. And Adnov Abidemi says capital wrong. Abinov, I think I want to differ with you with the point that I have already made, that unless it is your intention is wrong, then it's not wrong. Okay, Magdalene Odo also says yes, too wrong, too wrong. That is because your intention is something else. And then Collins Donald has now asked, why did you change the words? She said bad, not wrong. Okay, well, I think he just tried to pander words with Magdalene's response to Abidemi's own response. Okay. What Teselum Gore says, please, my sister, don't try it because both lover will have a problem. Please, Teselum, what kind of problem do you think they will have? But okay, let me agree. They will have problem of having illicit sex. They will have problem of getting involved in sexual relationship, which they should not normally. And I agree, they will have problem there. And that is a good problem. That is a problem everybody in a dating relationship should have. Because if you are already having sex with someone with whom you are dating, you have destroyed trust. You have destroyed uh, good behavior. You have destroyed opportunity to study the person, because you don't study somebody you are emotionally attached with. No, you don't. You don't. Oh, okay. Only best Ezechukwu says depends. I wonder what it depends on. And Kanu Uke says depends on the individual. And Mevin Vin says, but can date a man living with his wife? Bingo. Okay. Now, this is interesting. I like this. You don't want to talk about dating a man living in the same compound with you, but yeah, I think it's talk. Mevin Vin is angry with the girls who would date a man living in the same compound with them, but would date a man who is living with his wife in his house. I mean, think about all of this. Um, but the main lesson, which we mustn't forget today, something, the real key thing that I want to pass is that, and I'm speaking this from authority, authority of somebody who has researched relationships, or some authority of someone who is in a relationship myself, authority of someone who dated clean and clear with my head in the right place, and who chose who I married deliberately, because I thought of all the expectations. I was thinking about the eternal dimension of marriage. This will be relevant to those who are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. That was on my mind, and I needed someone who will complement my desire to live righteously with God. So that dating, I dated it according to the book, which says, during dating, no sexual relationship. Okay. So, and I am giving that same thing with you, because what happened with my relationship is that I trust my wife with every bit of my being. I do not have stress about her behavior, because I know we dated in a great standard. In fact, she has a very, very serious standard, and did what we think girls should be doing. Immediately we started dating, she gave me her standard and say, "Hey, this is my standard. No sex, no intimate kissing." And she marshaled out all those things. I said, "That is good with me." Now, when you now spend some months dating this kind of a person, and when you make a decision to marry the person, you are going to live peacefully with that person. But if you start having sex during dating, trust will go away. You have lost it before you even started the relationship. And it doesn't matter if you put married for 20, 30 years or 100 years. The fact that both of you don't trust each other means that you cannot even talk about love. Love is a more germane thing at its own level, but trust is the first foundation. Ogundipe Joel Oluwatosi here says, is it good if the girl no get problem with it? Okay, it's good if the girl no get problem with it, with you. Once she starts creating problem and you are done like fried fish, she will start misbehaving, and you can't bring in another girl. My brother, you will be hang in between. Well, this kind of thought is also, if your intention is to become a slave man, you are just looking for girls to bring into your house and destroy their virtue. If your intention is to find, the purpose of dating is to find who to marry. If you look at the subtitle of the book, Dating 101, it says principles and practice. If you look down again, you will see how to find who to marry. The purpose of dating, basic purpose and principle, and the requirement and need, reason dating is there, is to find who to marry. And we encourage people to date many people. So if you are having any form of thinking of sexual relationship, you're having sexual relationship and you are dating many people, while you are going to get sick, you put many girls in the family way, and you have a lot of problems before your life even starts. So if you are looking for who to marry, sex is not one of the ways to find. Sex is not a good measure. That's one of the topics treated in the book Dating 101. Sex is not a good measure of love. It's not even a measure of love at all. Sex is what it is. Come to think of it now, well, all those mad people on the streets who are pregnant, who love them? What they got involved in is sex, not love. Who love those ones? All those crazy old men who rape little girls. What love? Or even those men that rape grown-up women and grown-up girls. What is the love? So sex is where it is. Love is where it is. So do not mistake sex with love. And I think many of us are mistaking sex with love. That's why this is an issue. And I think that is the one of the things that pushed to me to decide to form this group, because I see that a lot of people are mixing love with sex. They are different. They are different. And the reason is that sex has a purpose. Sex is made so that people can procreate. And then the best place to procreate is in a loving marriage relationship. That's the best place. In fact, even if you're married and there's no love in that marriage, I don't think it's even wise to procreate, because you are going to raise a group of people who cannot love. And if they cannot love, those will become destructive to the society. So here are the points that I'm trying to make. And I would like and hope, it is my hope and believe that our people, especially the young ones, will find time and date properly. Date to find who to marry. Date, let me repeat, date to find who to marry. Don't date for sex. Don't date for sex. And then, girls, let me tell you, and this is a topic that will come up some other day. When you are allowing a guy to have sex with you during dating, it will prolong the day he will decide to be married. Because one of the beauties of being married is that he will have a chance to have sex on unbridled, sex unrestricted. Even if he's in the room with you, you are in the room with your husband, and anybody walks in and you're having sex, the only people who will squirm is them, not you, because what you are doing as a married man and woman is the right thing. So, but if you are looking for, you know, opportunity to destroy people's virtue, if you are looking for an opportunity to be for someone to, give you money, to pay you, to sponsor you, and you are providing sex for them, that is called prostitution. That's the name. It is not a relationship. So we need to know that there's dating relationship, there's marriage relationship, and there is sexual relationship. And the only time sexual relationship is appropriate is in a marriage relationship. That's the only time. Any other time you have sex, if you have sex outside marriage, you are destroying the opportunity to be right, to do things right, to win, to become successful in that relationship. Uh, See, the other thing you must think, and I think this should be a good warning for girls. That sex you are offering may never be so exciting, and the man want to try again. Yes, because that story about great sex is in the books. Story about great sex is in the book. Great sex is what you get over time after a long period of practice. Now, let's say, okay, girl, you want to use yourself to provide for a man to be practicing, and you become are you a football field? Huh? So, those are the points that I'm trying to make here. And I would like to thank all those who have been viewing and all those who have asked questions and made comments, which has helped us to living this discussion today. At the end of this broadcast is happening live on the African Town Hall page on Facebook, and the Dating and Marriage Question and Answer group on Facebook, and on the African Town Hall YouTube channel. So at the end of this broadcast, this video will remain in all of these places, and we invite you to go back there. And if you view this today or come up on this video at any time and you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, so that when next I come on live like this, you will receive a notification, I invite you to visit our YouTube channel, then subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click the notification bell, so that each time we begin a live broadcast or we post a video, you will be able to get a notification. And then one interesting thing you will get if you go to our YouTube channel is that there are lots of videos there on different aspects of life. You have videos on security, you have videos on personal development training, you have videos on leadership, and then you have videos on dating and marriage relationships. And we want to be able to answer your questions. We are out to help. Every week going forward, we will, at this time in the evenings, on the nights of Sundays, go to the Facebook group, Dating and Marriage Question and Answer, pull up a question, and then answer it. Give you an expert opinion of them. And during that period, I will support any of the answers given to you that are okay. and then I will critique for your benefit any of the answers that I consider wrong. And those my consideration will come from the expertise I have in these things, being one, a married man myself, and then an author and a speaker and teacher on relationships. Thank you very much for being with us today. It has been a pleasure for me to present this dating and marriage question and answers question of the group on the topic: is it bad to date someone living in the same compound with you? Have a great night and a great week. Thank you.